is about to start, and I forgot to close the door. I will do this now. Excuse me for a second.
Did you all? Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's wait for a few minutes.
For fuck's sake, why is he?
What?
No, I gotta log in first, and I guess my automatic password is wrong on some pages, I assume.
Okay.
No problem. I've logged in now. So,
On
did you
Twitch.
already make the Twitter things?
Nope. We still need to do the Twitter thing.
Oh, by the way, TrueMG is also streaming right now.
Oh no, it's half of our viewers are gone or something.
Yes. I think I gotta invade his stream and say, TrueMG, stop streaming right now. You are in our turf, buddy. Oh, even better. Both DK and TrueMG are streaming.
Oh god, dear.
Awesome. Is
Yeah,
the stream already running?
it is, yeah.
Because it doesn't show it in my follow list. Or does
I
it?
think, yeah, stream is
Oh,
running.
now it's yeah. And we
Okay,
have zero viewers in
of
my.
course. It
So
can't be right.
yeah, I guess we should have. So you have done the Twitter thing and the Facebook thing and the Tumblr thing.
I did so before, I can do it now again. I asked Stefan to do it. Oh no, please don't crash again, TweetDeck. Seems good. I need to log in again.
So maybe I will also announce it in the multimedia access because,
Yep, that would be nice.
but only if I don't have to make a double post. Oh, I don't. Okay,
Yeah, I think
that's good.
one guy posted or something.
One Sabaku posted,
Nice.
who is not a guy, I think.
That's true.
I've never met her. Um, so what are we doing today?
Yeah, so today we are gonna do some sprite art. Maybe let's start like the proper way. So hello everyone. I'm Felix, aka Luxon, and today is another cross dev stream for CrossCode, cross dev stream code, CrossCode dev stream. And with me on Skype today is Geflügel, aka Henna.
Hello, bok, 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 bok.
He's not from Chicken Sword, even though you might think that maybe. And
Maybe I am.
who knows? Maybe there's some hidden collaboration going on there. Um, and today we're gonna do some sprite art. So the idea is to do so again sprite art, yes, but actually it will not only be sprite art. The idea for today is that we will create this kind of tile set from already existing graphics, and we will go to the part where we actually do some mapping. So you will see a bit of graphics and a bit of our mapping editor again, and we can show you how exactly we use the tiles, including our auto tile system, so how we can actually define our auto tiles, and also how we use our height map. You will see for a second. I mean, I won't go into much detail there, but just give you a small glimpse. And we are going to work, in fact, on a new area which is called Bergen Trail.
Mm.
That's something we came up with recently, and actually posted this kind of graphics some time ago. You see like these tiles and this grass. I actually kept working on this a bit, and now I also added some more tiles for snow. And we're just gonna take the first steps converting these graphics into a chipset, and then creating our first map. So it's less about sprite art today and more about assembling the graphics and doing the actual content creation.
So we're doing sprite art mostly.
No, no, well, yeah, more or less.
But I've heard that it would be better if we were doing pixel art instead of sprite art, because pixel art is much better.
It's inherently, sprite art is inherently better than pixel art.
Oh, it's
It's
that way.
that way
Okay,
around, yeah. Somebody actually said that, so it must be true.
you should post the link
Okay.
so
I'm
people.
not sure it's fair to make fun of one comment.
Yeah, okay, of course. But
It's
it was a fun
it's kind of interesting.
yeah, it was
Interesting discussion. So what is the difference between sprite art and pixel art? In my opinion, it's essentially the same thing. I mean, to be precise, sprites is not really an art form. I think sprites is more like a technical construct that you use in certain 2D render engines. Like old consoles supported sprites, which is a way to display 2D images in games, like the more dynamic images, and had nothing to do with how the image actually looks like. I think so. I mean, this is more pixel art defines that you have very small resolution and very few colors, and you kind of like do it by hand, and that's pixel art. But with sprites, you can also display other kind of graphics, like in Donkey Kong Country, where it's actually pre-rendered 3D graphics, which is displayed by sprites. It's actually some point that somebody in the comments does, so that's interesting, kind of interesting discussion, I think. So
yeah.
now your words and stuff. So
So tileset editor was it, right?
tileset editor, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, map
All right.
editor. I would say map editor. It's
Okay.
about you're actually creating maps. Actually, we're not so much going to work with the tileset editor, this tile info editor we recently created, because we don't do any animations.
All right.
There are no sprite tile animations today.
And the post is finished. No, it's
Right.
not. Now it's finished.
There seems to be no tweet about the dev stream yet. I will just do it right now.
Okay. Now. Okay, the stream has crashed in the advertisement. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's not that important that I see what you post, what you're doing. It's more important for us to, you know. No, I don't want to hear my own voice. Thank you.
You mean on the YouTube video or what?
No, on the dev stream, on the Twitch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, be careful. Streaming Twitch in parallel to doing the stream is really slow. And well, actually, that's mostly for people who. No, that's actually only for me. I cannot really.
You mean Skyping?
Yeah, doing Skype and the stream transfer while watching stream is too much. It's not gonna work.
Well, actually, it did work a few times for me, Skyping and Twitch, but it always depends. I mean, Twitch is quite an unreliable service as it is. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. On the
Maybe they will detect this and then they will just drop our channels.
yeah.
I mean, Google is working on his owning Twitch or something, so they might do some. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, it's fun.
I have to probably should add the link too. Come on, here we go. And tweet. Oh, somebody's gonna play CrossCode, it seems, in some stream. Also,
Yay.
cool. Alright, just tweeted, and yeah. So let's see. No, I'm not gonna open that. Yeah. Where are we? Bergen Trail. Look at this. So, you didn't see this? No, actually, I think it's okay to show. Like, this is of course one of the references we are using. That's Cycling, that's a 3. I think.
Oh no,
Yeah. Actually,
no Square Enix will sue us.
whoa. I hope not. I mean, it's not copy. It's just reference. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I really like the way that Cycling, that's a 3 does cliff tiles. I mean, this is just a couple of examples that are copied, and the funny thing is, if you look from the distance, it looks really awesome. But then if you zoom in, you will see a lot of ugly details which you wouldn't notice by just zooming out. You see like everything is flat here, and yeah, there's this ugly line here which doesn't look right well. Or here, it's like the noticeable line here and there. And now that's the funny thing here. This looks entirely out of place. I think that's kind of a funny thing. Like, this game really was praised for graphics. And the thing is, it's again an example that looking too much on details really isn't worth it. Like a professional game like this has these kind of ugly graphics here and there, and overall, like the rough impression really looks amazing. You wouldn't notice all these
F
details anyway. Yeah.
Felix, I would. Let's make a small quiz. What character classes are those in the upper picture?
Okay.
I think those
I
are.
have no
I
idea
think
really.
those.
It's too long ago.
Yeah, same. I think those are the ones after the first switch. I think it's Paladin and Ranger, maybe. I'm not sure.
Really, again, no idea. I mean, it's just colors, and I have no idea
Yeah.
what the colors mean different
I
classes.
mean, I would know if it was the Nightblade Hawk
Hmm.
or the what are the other names again? I forgot.
Beastmaster? Isn't that Duran?
Beastmaster was, I think Beastmaster was wasn't that Kevin?
I think so. I mean, that guy's Duran. He's the sword guy, not the wolf guy.
No, but maybe Duran was also Beastmaster.
Was
I'm
he?
not sure. Maybe. I mean, I know he was Gladiator was the first one, and after that came uh, I have no idea. Hey, Lagenscheid.
Oh, cool name.
Yeah, she also did some Let's Play things. She did a partner Let's Play with TrueMG once.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't know anybody again.
Like, you know
Right.
nothing,
Okay.
Felix Klein.
Yeah, I know nothing, as usual. Um, okay, so again, so that was of course a reference, and one funny thing I found out about the tiles, I'm not exactly sure that's the case here, but something that was used in other graphics in Cycling, that so it's kind of like having this kind of cross structure to make arbitrary, to make a cliff pattern. So that's something we did in CrossCode too. You use these two tiles here, and you copy them like this. Just get the right layer. No. Okay, I think we're about to start layer puns again. So anyway, you just
Yay.
use those tiles in a crosswise manner, like checkerboard pattern, and they kind of match. They're designed to match that way. And when you do, you get like a repeating pattern, right? But it looks better than having this, for instance. Right, just having the same tile over and over again. It looks better that way.
Yeah, of course. Of
So,
course.
and that's a neat trick I basically copied from Cycling, that's a 3. And you can do the same thing for the cliff tiles. So you just copy this tile here, and then I just repeat over and over again those two tiles. And voila. That's the same trick essentially, and you get more variation in your tiles. So this is why I'm showing this, is because that's kind of like how our automated height map generator works. Like, it uses the tiles in that manner to automatically generate the terrain, and so that way we get at least some decent amount of variation without having too many individual graphics. It also maps mapping much easier because there's less graphics to choose from and they kind of match usually.
Mm.
So this is just to explain how our tiles work for the cliffs. Don't have to save this. It's actually something I used in Pfälzerbor already, so that's nothing new. For those who know my previous project. Okay. So otherwise I also copied a lot of stuff. I tried to create some floor texture. Like they again have a huge amount of variation, so it looks really cool. In our case, it's more like a repeating texture, but I also added at least one variation, and you can of course add more variation and add them on top later. And of course they have this kind of different ground texture here and there. And I tried to add something like this too, which is essentially here. You can see it, like one more brighter ground texture, which is kind of like used to show a path. It should look more smooth and less rocky than the other one. I'm not sure that entirely worked out. I might still work over this, but it should work for the beginning. And then, of course, a bit of grass, because it should not all be just bare land, so I added some grass tiles here. And what you see here already is how the grass tiles are structured to form the outer tiles. Actually, it's this one. This is more like the reverse structure. This is used if you want to map the ground within the grass, but in our case, it's more like the opposite. We want to map the grass within the ground. So, and that's how we get this kind of structure. I think I talked for some time. Are there already some questions that needs to be answered?
Maybe we have already answered all the questions that ever.
Right.
The
Yeah.
last streams.
Might be. Like everybody is content, so they just want to see me do stuff. I don't know. So if anybody here has questions, just ask away. We're gonna answer. So I'm sure some of you will have some questions, maybe, if you think about it. Anyway, so right. Release date. Yeah, that was of course somebody was gonna ask this. Yeah. Wait. Did actually somebody ask this? No, right? Nobody asked for the release dates. I mean, Atlasa's just messing with us, isn't she?
Yeah.
Great.
She tends to do that.
Yeah. Release date is sometime 2016, hopefully first and second quarter. That's our current statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully. Otherwise.
Otherwise, the interwebs will rage or something.
Yeah. Considering we have done like the crowdfunding.
Is there a card to find all the chests? There used to be cards like this somewhere in the forum. Maybe somebody can look for it.
Yeah. What?
Relvoy or Relvoy, I'm not sure. I think it's Relvoy. Asks about the last chest, in exploration mode.
Oh, that one. Maybe you have you killed the hedgehog, the blue one?
Mm-hmm. Which is just a regular blue hedgehog, nothing special.
Yeah, nothing special about him. He also doesn't drop special golden rings items. I mean, if you
Yeah.
if you
Somebody just had to make it too obvious. Alright.
there is a new question. How do you work with the story? Is the storyboard finished at the moment, or are you writing the story during the complete development time?
I just
We're basically making
didn't listen.
we're basically making shit up as we go.
I mean, it's like one of both,
No.
I think. We planned the story roughly from beginning to end, so we already know how the story ends. We know like a most important plot twist in between, and in general the rough structure, but there's a lot of details we didn't plan out precisely, which we will decide during the development. It's sometimes good to not plan everything too precisely because you might want to do changes to reduce implementation overhead and things like this. Oh my gosh, I forgot Skype again. Sorry. Okay, Skype is
God
muted.
damn it, Felix.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, it always happens. Okay. So, while we now can chat something in between, I'm now gonna start to restructure the tiles I created here to form this kind of pattern, which is later used in our automated height map generator. So that's not too interesting. So if you now have any questions or anything to talk about, go ahead.
I think I should actually be more active in the forums now that I look at it.
Is there a lot of stuff going on in the forums?
Well, at least at least there is a thread, a pretty new one about the circuit tree and the branches. I
Yeah, that
haven't seen
might be
before.
interesting for you, yeah.
French translation, item list. Yeah, there it is. Item list exploration mode. Okay. Here's the item list. By the way, Felix, save.
Oh, come on, I barely didn't do anything yet. I think it's this one. No, this one comes in the inside here. No, don't deselect. Not yet. Like this.
Okay. Are you going to release the game in GOG or only on Steam?
It's not entirely decided yet, but I think we will also try to release it on GOG. Kinda
I
like.
think I mean, it's already almost decided that we kind of release it somewhere else at least, besides
Yeah.
Steam. But it's not entirely sure where. But GOG has a pretty good reputation, so I bet he's also forgetting to save his stuff. Felix, save.
What? Just did.
Doesn't matter. Save again.
Okay.
Will you let users upload their translations?
What do you mean upload? Like create custom translations for the game? So the thing is, it's not easy to just integrate the translation, but we have some tools to do that. And we are talking to some people who want to translate the game, essentially for free. And I think we are fine for that. I mean, the thing is, you want to have a good quality translation. If people do it for free, it's kind of hard to assure quality, I think, especially if you don't speak the language. It's kind of makes it difficult, but I think kind of like maybe having a bad translation is better than having no translation. I'm actually not sure about this.
Everyone who watches like fan subs will agree with you here.
Yeah.
Many fan subs at least. But I still think that it's a problem. I mean, it all depends what your target audience is. If you have like just an underground target audience, then bad translation is better than nothing. That's true. But if your audience is kind of is broader and more official, then a bad translation can really hurt you because a lot of people might not realize that it's not the official and definitive translation.
Hmm.
And then it might have negative effects on your reputation if you just release shit translations to just have something.
Yeah, that might actually be true.
We would definitely, especially if we sell the thing and then say as a feature, yes, we have, I don't know, Italian translation, and then it's crap, then, well,
Yeah,
people might feel cheated.
that's kind of true.
So yeah, we would definitely need quality control in that part.
Yeah.
Okay. How would I go about volunteer? No. How would I go about volunteering for translating the game? I've seen projects which use crowding.com.
What's crowding.com?
I don't know. We might click on it and then we will see.
Okay.
It's a localization manager, apparently.
How does it work?
No, it's a localization management platform. It
Oh,
controls and manages localization in one place. It integrates translation into development process and stays agile. Oh wait, that's for us. It allows us to stay agile and reach continuous localizations.
okay, that kind of sounds interesting. So if you just want to
Yeah, I
have
mean,
a group of people doing localizations, it
might be
kind of
worth a shot.
sounds interesting. I'm not perfectly sure, but if you have like a large community working on the translations, I think it might result in rather good quality. If you actually have like several people working on it and checking it. We kind of have to check with Deck 13 here because they kind of like
Yeah,
want to take care of
definitely,
localizations, and of course their
definitely.
opinion is kind of important here too.
I will bookmark the site and we will keep an eye on it, but we will definitely need to uh, talk with our partners about this.
Hmm.
Okay, now uh, couldn't you say that unofficial translations are available? Well, we could, but I mean, it's not something we can decide right now. It needs a lot of careful consideration, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, and now about a question that I ignored because I wanted to get through the translation topic first. I got a question. I don't know if it's a secret or something, but how come it's always you who streams, Felix? I mean,
Oh.
I like you, but what's up with that?
It's because mostly so
He's the coolest one.
the other guy who would like to stream sometime soon is Stefan, but for a long time he didn't have the right internet connection. But soon he will have a better internet connection. Once that happens, you might actually see Stefan doing some streaming. So
And also, I mean, we did have like T3 and TQ doing streams in the past about
T3, really?
spriting and drawing. Yeah, T3 has done some streams on his own channel at least, but it was CrossCode related.
Do you mean Freeze?
Yes, T3s.
T-Freeze, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
freeze.
Sure, we had Freeze and TQ. The thing about them is that they never really did the stream on the official channel. So maybe we can actually
Yeah,
arrange that they do it on the official channel too, so more people might notice. That's
on
something we can
the
do.
Felix.
The
Wait,
what?
wait, wait. On
Oh
the
god.
official channel. Get
Wait.
it?
Oh, thank you. Okay. Yeah, that's what you get when you have a hand in the stream. Should have expected
I'm
that.
amazing. That's why people always want me as in the stream.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if they do, but maybe. Um, so, how do you guys do your level designs? Well,
You just
I
come
don't
up with
know.
stuff.
We just come up with stuff,
Um,
basically.
how we do level design. So, um, yeah, it's something which is not entirely. So we usually start by doing rough sketches and then we do the details. Rough. That's roughly the idea.
Yeah,
Um, like for auto areas, we have Stefan usually does sketches of the area, usually in Photoshop, and then sometime later we do the mapping based on the sketches. That's more or less it. We did for the outer areas that worked pretty well. For the dungeons we didn't do it that much. I mean for that one dungeon we did so far, we more or less mapped the levels directly. but at least
Mhm.
there we can do it in a way that we don't add all the details immediately, but kind of like add the details later on.
You mean for the puzzle dungeon? We did have a sketch, at least
No,
for some of
no.
them.
Well, yeah, for maybe the beginning, but later I just did maps from scratch
Yeah,
directly later
actually,
on.
the thing is for outside areas, you kind of have to make an area sketch to ensure that the area actually makes sense because it's kind of connected to each other.
Yeah, that's
If you have
true.
separate rooms, it's not all that important because
Yeah,
you have walls between the rooms anyway.
that's
So you
true.
don't need to make sure that a mountain or a river actually crosses over correctly.
That's true. And after all, like the dungeons are rookie, like the first dungeon, the Rhombus Square dungeon we call it. It was pretty simple, and if you want to design more complex dungeons, you probably have to do sketches after all. So
Yep.
that's something we probably gonna do later on. Actually, I can show you roughly how one of these sketches look like. Give me a second.
Does it have like XXO XXO sketches?
What do you mean XXO sketches?
I have no idea. How do you call it in English? Like when you tic-tac-toe, those.
Oh, tic-tac-toe. Yeah, I think it's called tic-tac-toe, isn't it?
I don't know, maybe.
I think it is.
It's always a sign of our professionalism on our design
Yeah,
sketches.
next to some other sketches I'm not gonna name here.
Oh yeah, we are the
Um,
most professional.
yeah. Concept screen. I think it was planning, right? Planning areas. Auto detail sketch. Yeah, that's not it. That's it here. So that's roughly what we created, what Stefan created more or less for autumn area. That's like a rough sketch of the environment. We actually use some neat tools in Photoshop to make this simpler. We kind of like have different colored areas, and then we just apply a shadow, and that helps to roughly design these kind of shadow structures. If I actually find one here, like this, you see? It's funny because just a layer with a shadow, and by doing those two things, it kind of looks like a cliff, and that's how you can do it pretty quickly, designing these cliff structures. So it's just a small trick here.
Huh? Felix, I got some important news for you.
Okay.
Apparently, there is a remake of the Ringing Bell movie.
Really? Like, is it already
Yes,
out?
it's apparently from 1995.
Whoa,
So
okay. I wonder how that looks
I
like.
think we gotta watch that later.
Yeah. Actually, I just watched that today, that movie, The Ringing Bell. That was really interesting.
It's a
Um,
classic, like from 1978, I
yeah,
think,
yeah, I
a
like the old
Japanese
one.
anime movie.
Yeah, maybe just pause
Yeah,
it because I think it is really cool for those who don't know it. It's like a
we
story.
we should we should post it like after the stream. Otherwise, everyone is uh, watching it and then they're traumatized and don't want to watch us anymore.
Yeah, you're probably right. Um, okay.
Wow,
But now
the
people can
wolf
use
kind of look
Google. Hmm?
the wolf kind of looked like a pervert on the film poster.
Shit. Is it still from Japan again?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, interesting. Looks like a pervert.
No, wait a second. That's wait, what? Oh, I get it. It's a book. That's, that is a kind of a remake on what the fuck? I think
Does it now have
maybe
Sandera characters or something?
yes, it has more Sandera lambs and
Exactly.
a Yandere wolf, I assume.
Uh,
I don't really see a connection between those. So
oh my god.
okay, maybe whatever. I'm gonna need some, but it kind of looks like anyway.
Need to do some research, so.
Yes. I don't
Unfortunately,
know,
search.
Atlas. I'm not even sure if it was released in Germany. It was basically a classic movie about a cute lamb that was being happy on a pasture on the green grass and having fun with his mother.
And then it was trained by a wolf and became a killing sheep. Sorry, did I spoil the
Yes,
movie?
and it became a badass sheep with horns.
Yeah, a badass sheep that's killing essentially everything except sheep, I think. I don't know.
Yes, it's classic.
Yeah, it's a classic. A very, very childish movie for children.
Yes, it should definitely be. Anyway, what are you doing? Oh, you're making snow. Awesome.
Yeah, so now I just repeated the cliff for 3 different border terrains, which is snow, grass, and dirt, I guess. And now I'm creating the extra ground tiles. So this is like the default ground tile without anything. So this one is usually in the very upper right. So I'm just gonna paste it here. And then I'm gonna paste the grass tiles too. And probably also the floor tiles. Did I actually restructure though? I actually did. Okay, cool.
Relvoy, you are using the Steam version, right? Because the Gunner's Trigger has been renamed
Has it? Okay.
into. Yeah, I've renamed it because I think all those shout-out item names we should rename over time and put them in later in the game, because I think those cool shout-out items should be more powerful than beginner items. And I started with Gunner's Trigger for reasons.
Okay.
Because I
Because
wanted to. Yeah, no, I wanted to. It's hard to explain. Wanted to change the description and
enter info
so I don't
box.
forget. Already make a different item that's not in the game so far.
Okay.
Did anyone ask Felix how he learned how to and got better at pixel art or sprite art?
I'm not
Felix,
sure. Did anybody ask me? I think
I think the real question is, Felix, how did you learn pixel art?
um that's kind of hard to say. I mostly just practice really. I didn't really have any
Yeah.
tutorial that give me all the ideas. It was mostly just um practicing that on let me just think. So I just started using existing graphics and editing those, and then later on I decided to do my own graphics. Actually, I just recently learned how to do these kind of background graphics. That's something I'm not too familiar with, really. And it's kind of like drawing. I mean, there are people who can just it's a lot about just trying to do it using references, and tutorials might help, but I think they're not gonna be enough. You really have to practice a lot to get like a feeling for how things work out. And I mean, actually, I could try to give like several small examples and idea that I kind of like found out over time that helped me usually to get quicker to the results. But just having those ideas probably not going to be enough. You really have to practice that. So because in the end, it's a lot about intuition when it comes to graphics, I think. So. Right. So yeah, let me just still add the snow graphics. Actually, the snow graphics is something where I don't have the auto tiles assembled, so that might be interesting. I'm now gonna demonstrate how exactly the auto tiles are structured in our game. I mean, the structure you see here is actually something that might be familiar with to RPG Maker users. It's kind of like how the
Mhm.
auto tiles look like. You also had some special graphics up there, especially those on the upper right, I think, was really important because it essentially contained the graphics used to create these kind of patterns here. The downside, I mean, the upside was you only needed one tile, and the RPG Maker essentially assembled all the remaining graphics from that tile. That's something that our engine does not support. The downside of having this is that you could just use 8 by 8 tiles to actually define those corner tiles, and all the other tiles were ignored. In our case, we have larger, more space, so we can actually more roundish curves using auto tiles. So that's kind of like an advantage. But the downside is auto tiles in RPG Maker 2000 are more flexible than our engine. So we kind of like need more tiles, and we cannot really have all the shapes that you would have in RPG Maker 2000. But it
Mhm.
still works pretty well. So.
We have another important question.
Mhm.
Will CrossCode be available in Klingon language? Yes, of course, but first we want to release it in High Valyrian
Yes, yes, I guess so.
and Dothraki.
Oh my.
Vala Mogulis. That will be that will be like Leah's first word or first speech. Instead of hi, she always says Vala Mogulis.
Should do a
So-
screenshot of that or
so-
something.
Yeah, that would be well, it would be a bit too specific maybe. But then again, for a April Fool's joke. But then again, I mean, Game of Thrones is kind of popular.
Okay.
I liked it before it was cool.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and you even liked it before me.
Yeah,
So
strictly
thanks for
speaking.
that.
It's like essentially the only book I ever read, really. The only fantasy book was A Song of
Yeah,
Ice and
same. I mean,
Fire.
I have tried like what's it called? I mean, Lord of the Rings, of course. I tried that,
Mm.
and I tried this other one, Wheel of Time. Yeah, Wheel of Time. But both I wasn't able to get through the first volume. I don't know. I might be a heretic or something, but I just couldn't get through it. Where did the idea of Manlia come from?
That
Well,
we decided to do that 10 o'clock on March 31, I think.
yeah, we were like eating a delicious sandwich, and
Of
then
manly ham.
of manly ham, and when we took our second bite, we were like, we need man layer. And then of course we also read all those distraught comments that were emotionally emotionally drained because they weren't able to play as a man in CrossCode.
Yep.
And then we
So
took pity on them and said to ourselves,
let's make fun of them by
now
doing an
the
interest joke.
yes, no, now the oppression of the people who are forced to play female characters is over. We have to make a male character.
Yes. Oh my
And thus
gosh.
the revolution began.
Oh gosh.
Railboy, I have everything from the item list, but I still need some chests. I think you got all the chests that you need because did you, if you have like 32 chests, then you can talk to the blue guy or orange guy or whatever.
Fancy pants
And
guy.
yeah, fancy pants guy. And and that allows you to do some things that give you the last two items. It's a bit confusing, admittedly, because the map says like 34 items, but you only need 32 to advance.
Okay, guys, I kind
Or
of...
30? Maybe you need 30?
I think it
I
was
don't know.
32. Yeah, you need 32.
I
Pretty
think
sure.
it's 32.
Yeah.
Did you get the blue hedgehog item? I think I should. I think one of us should make a walkthrough or something.
Maybe some of our people in the community can do it.
Yeah, we are too lazy for it.
Yeah, well, more like too busy, really. It's like the proper word. Too busy, yes. So,
I don't know. Maybe you forgot one of them. It's hard to say.
did you find the list where all the items have numbers on the maps and stuff?
Oh, another important question. When will you tell me more? When will you tell me more of your love life?
You again, oh
How
my.
how about never?
Yes. Or, nah, never, yes. So, okay,
Never is a good time. When the sun rises in the east. No, wait, not east, west. Wait, I'm confused. How does the sun work again?
map.
Well, Spirit-chan, if you're an attractive woman and also get us drunk, then maybe. Otherwise, good luck. What question? You mean the manlier thing? Yeah, actually it did.
Oh my, do I have to answer again?
I hope not. Well, actually, let's just make it simple. Uh,
What was the
it
inspiration? What
wasn't
was
really
it?
the manlier question. Let's just make it simple
Actually,
and say I don't really know anymore. I mean, it wasn't a special moment,
actually,
I
I think
think.
there's something worth mentioning. Like the design for Manlair is actually a mixture from Cruise of Skyward Sword and Space
Oh,
Dandy. I think I
oh yeah,
we can
right.
say that. It's just something we kind of came up with randomly. Like somebody said Cruise. I think it was our musician in Terror, and then somebody else said, maybe it was also in Terror, said Space Dandy, and then
If it was Space Dandy, then it was definitely in Tarot.
yeah. I think you also said Cruise, but anyway, so we kind of just did I kind of just did a mixture of the both of them, and then yeah, then Manlayer was born. Everybody was happy.
I think he will have some side story adventures with Brick from Star Mazer.
Oh yeah, I think those two would fit together pretty well.
Yep. The project folder is obviously named Spherical. Well, yeah. Actually, Spherical was also the very first, the very, very, very first
That was the project name
title.
before we started using CrossCode, yeah. But
I
we
mean, oh
decided
no,
CrossCode is
wait, back
better.
then the Maker game version was named Swarmenia, right? Or
Yeah, right. It was
Swarmania.
Fiorinia, and then I renamed to Spherical, and then it was
Felserball.
that was in between sometime, and then it was CrossCode.
Felserball best. You know what? I'm gonna be very professional now. I'm gonna play Terra Battle meanwhile because you're boring.
What? No, you stupid addicted. Whatever.
I'm
Um.
not. I'm very methodical while playing it, so to not
Mhm.
waste too much time and
Sure.
still be successful.
Sure. Sure.
At least the project folder is not named new folder, right? Or
Yeah.
what was it in RPG Maker standards, like new project or something, or project one,
Yeah. Something like this. I don't remember. Okay.
or sample game, or Don's Adventure.
So first I have to create a folder for the new area because we cannot do that in our editor yet. I also don't see no big reason to do that in the editor, and so just the Bergen Trail.
Bergen Trail.
Bergen Trail, sorry.
By the way, Felix, I
Mhm.
was I was actually eating lamb like a few weeks
When
ago.
while watching the movie.
No, not while watching the movie. It was way before watching the movie. I was going
Not
out at
afterwards. Man, when I watched
yeah.
this movie, I thought, damn, I want to eat some
No,
lamb now.
I think no, I can't really eat lamb anymore because I would be afraid that the baddest lamb will hunt me down.
Exactly. That's a good reason not to eat lamb now.
It's the best reason not to eat lamb.
That's a good folder name, yes. New folder, copy, 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 master, copy, alpha, copy, copy. Yeah, exactly. So I don't really know how I would just go for like 4 tile difference in each of the layers. Not sure if that's a
The
good idea.
layers.
The layers, yes. Huge layers of layer.
Huge layers. It's like
First.
oh,
So, so here's a new button that Stefan actually implemented, the generate layers button. So, create
generate layer.
no. um, so let's just create detailed maps. I don't know. Detail maps. I think there should be detail maps. Yes. No, not only objects. Now I'm gonna create. Choose the Bergen trail for the default and press OK, and magic happens. Perfect. Awesome feature. So now we have all the different layers prepared for us, but they're all empty. And but that's no problem because then we have the height map, which we still have to add, I guess. Height map, distance, doesn't matter. Apply change, yes. So now before I start working on the height map, I first have to add some configuration for this particular chipset, Bergen Trail. That's unfortunately something we still have to do in our code base, not really optimized. But I probably think there won't be any editor for that because you don't have a lot of different chipsets. There may be like 15, 20 different chipsets, like tile sets for map graphics and CrossCode. And for those, we can just code this by hand, really. There's no need to create an editor for that, I think. So now I'm actually doing a little bit of coding for those who are bored by all the sprite art.
Oh yeah, best working name for something is horse porn. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just working on horse porn. I have to flesh out the story somewhat.
What?
Definitely. Oh, what? That? Oh, that's very important. What cup size is Leah rocking?
Oh gosh,
That's a good question. I mean,
I should come up with
actually,
something.
some friend of ours who wants to cosplay Leia has actually asked us something about size comparison, but I don't think she meant that size.
Yeah, I don't know. No idea really. I just draw stuff somehow, and maybe some
Uh,
expert can give me an estimation.
I
I
would
don't
say
know.
something between B and C, I think. and the other numbers, I mean, it's difficult to say considering it's different per region. Like if you have cup sizes in America, they are different from cup sizes in Asia and Europe.
Hmm.
And then there is a complicated issue with body type and yada yada yada.
A, maybe B. Really?
No, definitely not. B at least, definitely. I mean, A cup is no. I mean, Shizuka maybe A cup.
Yeah.
What an interesting topic. I'm so impressed. So actually, you should check out Scarlet Blade. Yeah, I've just Googled it, and it's one of those silly erotic MMOs that you constantly see advertisement for on some sites, right? like
What?
on that guy with the glasses, for example.
What kind of game?
No, it's an MMORPG, I think, with a lot of erotic concepts like skimpy character designs and
Oh gosh, you mean like Honey Pop or
yeah.
which one?
I mean, I mean, surprisingly, it's actually not something I'm in because I'm into because I don't know if it's too over the top. I don't really like it. It's like be more original, please. It's,
Right. So back to a bit
okay,
of game dev. Um,
you think?
yeah, I think so. So here we have the game dev. Sorry, the height map tile code, which does all the automated height map generation, which is a lot of code. Somewhere hidden down here, like in best programming style session, we have inlined the definitions for the different tile graphics, tile sets. So I'm just gonna add the graphic is called Bergen Trail. The type is 1 because it is, I know that. And the ground tile is the very first one. That's correct. I just want to take this one as the default tile, this ground tile here. Now the cliff tile is somewhere else. I have to look this up. Actually, it's about the same. It's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually 4, not 5. Okay. So it's 0, 4.
Mm-hmm.
So and now comes the cliff alternative. That's something I actually just implemented recently and I didn't test it, so everything might be messed up. But we'll see if it works. So by default, we just have these kind of tiles for the center of the cliff. And I implemented something to randomly replace those tiles with the graphics down here. This is something which will hopefully add more variation to the cliffs. So in addition to having these at the beginning, those alternatives make sure it's not repeating too much by adding some randomness in there. So since it's automatically generated, you don't have any work with adding these variations, and we might add. We can still add some stuff like this manually. Um, yeah.
This question is very important for the CrossCode honeypop crossover, like the cup size question.
Hmm?
I mean, that would be quite a high-profile crossover.
What kind of
Felix,
question? Sorry.
the cup size question with the
Oh, what?
you know honeypop, right?
No, I don't.
It's I think it's a mixture between puzzle game and dating sim, and it also has like not safe for work
I see.
stuff about it. At least, I mean, I think there are two different versions, and on Steam you have a censored version. I think so, at least,
Hmm.
but I'm not sure. I mean, to be honest, I'm not all that into the genre,
I
the
see.
gaming genre. Leah and Shizuka have different sizes. Interesting. What about Carla? Well, I guess
She has a
Carla's are
different
bigger.
size than Leah and Shizuka, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, do the math. Uh, Whenever I watch the stream, I get the impression that Felix does everything alone. Well, I
Well, that's
mean,
mostly because I'm the one who is always in the stream, I think.
yeah. I mean, to be
um,
honest, it's pretty easy to get the impression because Felix is involved in almost every aspect of
yeah,
the
but I'm not doing
development.
everything by far. I mean, Stefan does a lot of the map. He does also a lot of coding. He did essentially almost all of the menu. And
True,
I
yeah.
didn't do any sound and music. That's Teflo and Iron, of course, Intero, those guys. And a lot of graphics are also done by other people. I'm mostly, but I'm kind of like involved in everything. So you might get this
I mean, you
impression,
kind of
yeah.
started the project, so.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
So
what's this?
I just added the configuration, hoping that it will work. Now things might just
Oh, yeah,
break. What a
right.
delight!
Yeah, what a delight. Uh, that's
But
right.
Lair is
It's
not bad either.
Honey Pup is basically a Bejeweled dating sim.
Oh
Haha.
gosh, seriously. Oh god, that's bejeweled.
Oh. But Leah is not bad either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that one.
Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
let me just
Another question. When are you going to change the main menu and how will it look like? Hopes that the internet doesn't die again. Oh, okay.
the main menu? You mean like the one pressing tab?
The title screen or what?
Or I
Or
mean the
the
title screen? I'm not sure what exactly you mean. So, what I'm doing here right now is creating the height map, which is essentially just setting the height for each of the tiles, filling
oh
stuff.
yeah. He means the title screen.
Oh, the title screen. Well, after some time, some of the buttons will maybe disappear, but we might add some other
Like
buttons
the
instead. I mean, the
like the
plan
story
is
mode, right?
like the final game probably will just have the game mode, the story mode, like which essentially means start new game. And like stuff like the puzzle and exploration mode will probably be removed because they will be integrated in the story. That's the whole plan for the final game. I'm not sure we're gonna do that for early access. I think eventually we will be able to merge those modes in early access, but we might still add some some alternative ways to quickly access content in the game. The problem really is that as we change stuff, saves might become outdated. So actually something I was thinking about is that we can prepare certain saves that people can use to quick jump to certain areas. That's actually something I thought about just as an idea, but I'm not sure if that's what people like. So it's just randomly the idea I had.
Congratulations, Ralvoy.
What?
He found a chest and now he only needs one.
Yay.
And Code Sparrow asks, what is this game you're working on then? Well,
Oh,
it's
this game.
CrossCode.
It's called CrossCode. Maybe somebody can post the link to the web
And
page.
somebody is always at leisure.
Yes, usually. So CrossCode is a 2D action RPG, and it's currently still in development, but it went on early access recently, and it's 2D graphics, kind of like Super Nintendo, but the whole mechanics are a bit more complex than that. We have like very detailed physics, and the battle system is
And
pretty
it's
quick and
it
kind of
it
like
it
this.
it plays much faster than most of
Yeah,
those games because the technology is has improved since then
a little bit, just a
a little
little.
bit.
Yeah. So I just created some heights. Let me first save that. Actually, I first should generate and then save. So I now press A for automatic generation. Then I switch and nothing happens because I have to press Shift A for force auto generation and still nothing happens. God damn it. Control A, was that it? Okay, nothing happens. Shit.
What did you do?
No.
By the way, we have 72 viewers at the moment. It's not bad. I mean, we are
Yay.
kind of afraid that we will have low viewer counts because DK and MG are streaming right now. So,
Okay, so nothing happened. Even
but I,
collision style
but
didn't
I guess
happen.
we're
Let me.
kind of in luck because there is no
Oh.
new Tator today.
Okay, so something went wrong. Levels of level index is not.
By the way, the key map also has the height map keys, right?
The key map also has the height map.
In
What?
the editor.
What do you mean?
Wait a second, I'm just. Oh wait, it's still running. That's good.
Yeah, so something went wrong as usual. So I guess I have to do a bit
Damn
of
it,
debugging.
Felix.
Yeah, yeah. That's what happened if you chose something that you didn't test after doing some engine
No, I
modifications.
mean the key map in the editor
So what the hell? The key map in the editor. Oh,
that
this one.
shows you all. It doesn't
Yeah.
have the height map keys at the
Oh, that's
moment, right?
true. Yeah.
You should maybe add it because it's easy to forget if you haven't worked with the height map for like
But I'm
a
pretty
few
sure it
weeks.
was a.
Mm. Then there is another question by someone named Atlesa.
Mhm.
How about a hub system? How about a hub area that has several go to X map NPCs? Well, I guess we will have some kind of teleportation system or waypoint system when the game gets
Okay.
bigger,
What the hell is going on? So many errors here.
right, Felix?
A waypoint system.
Yeah,
Yes.
some kind of teleportation system is that you can reach all the bigger locations
Hmm.
from the main city, for example, or something.
Okay, something critically goes wrong here. I'm sorry.
Oh.
First, I have to focus on trying to figure out what's going on here.
Have you tried to turn it off and on again?
Time for bashing of dynamic type systems? No, never. I love dynamic type systems. Shut up. So, like, while I'm fixing those errors, you're waiting like 3 hours for your static type systems to be solved. So, okay. Okay, here already something goes wrong. Okay, so what is this image? Which apparently images now. So where does this happen? Image edit. Oh, so why do we even call? Oh, anyway, that's something that should be easy to fix. So where does this even happen? Oh, an auto timer. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. So it happens when I press shift. Okay. Just gonna fix this for a second.
Okay, I'm just reading the circuitry and branches topic, and the guy is basically doing theories about how this circuitry will work most likely,
Oh,
and how many points you will get, and it's interesting to read, but everything is wrong. No, just
okay.
kidding.
You mean like
No,
in
just kidding. But it's interesting how he thinks everything will work.
so if there is no image or it's not loaded, just return. Okay, god damn it. Okay, that's one of the bugs solved. There's probably another bug. JavaScript is for real men. Real men don't need
Yes,
side wheels. Yes, exactly. So real programmers.
real manliers.
Oh man, this is so wrong. I don't even do garbage collection here. I mean, I'm everything is garbage collected for me, and I'm talking about like this is a real programmer language. Okay. No, I don't want this. What the? What is going on? Okay, can we now please work or something?
Oh yeah, will there be a phishing system? Maybe.
Phishing system might
Felix?
be added. Yes,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here right now. It's weird.
What's going on here?
I can't even track the map. What the This is like the presentation effect.
By the way, we are #1 in terms of game development right now.
This is just awesome and everything is going wrong. Everybody's watching. It's like Murphy's Law right there.
Yeah.
Um, I have no idea how that could possibly happen? That scrolling is not working. What the hell? Well, low stuff here is deprecated. Probably should update, but that's not the. That shouldn't be the issue anyway. Don't tell me it's because of that line I just added. That wouldn't make any sense.
It's really cool to listen to the stream via smartphone and headphones while cooking something.
Okay, that's interesting.
I guess, I mean, I actually like listening to streams via smartphone, especially if it's like streams that don't really require much watching.
Yeah, because
But
not
I
interested
got
what
the
I'm
feeling
doing here.
that Twitch is even slower on smartphones, and
What the
it's
hell?
often not really fluid. And I think the smartphone apps for Twitch don't allow you to view recorded streams.
Guys, I think this is really a browser issue. So excuse me if I'm just gonna close this piece of shit of a browser. Sorry, but sometimes
All
Google really
right.
suck. Now, unfortunately, now I have to probably also close the chat for a second. Oh, let me just try it without and see if that
Don't
works.
worry. I mean, we will have the questions in Skype.
Mm-hmm. But seriously, this really looked like a browser issue. Now, if I think about it, I could just click one of the tiles. I mean, I had this before. Yeah, look, now it works. It's enough. But seriously, Chrome? Seriously? I
Seriously,
mean,
Chrome,
really?
fuck you.
Seriously? What the
Oh,
fuck was that? Okay, so anyway.
we are
I
now
prefer
we're
bashing the browser if the browser does fault and I'm not. I prefer that usually. So
yeah,
now
the
let's see
browser's
if my fix works now for real.
Path of Exile had a fishing rod Easter egg that was like a 1 in a million drop rate in closed beta. Yeah, I've heard about that. I mean, I've never found it, but I've heard about the fishing rod item.
Yay! Okay, things are working now. So now let's see if we get the other arrow again. Oh, God damn it! And I press A, and I got an arrow. Okay,
Yay.
level. So it says layer has no levels. What? Okay, let's try this again. Oh,
By the way, Felix, now you did try to turn it off and on again.
I did, and it worked. Amazing. You should
Yeah,
listen to this kind of advice. That's kind of interesting. Yeah,
Kinao wins.
Kinao does win. Yes. That's kind of interesting what we have here. It's the level here is a number, not a string. But usually it should be a string because here it is assumed to be a string. In fact, level is 001. I think that might be a problem with the generator. Just an
Maybe
idea.
it's also a yarn.
It's what?
You said it's a string, but maybe it's also a yarn.
God damn it, Hannah, you're not a programmer. So,
I know what a string is, don't worry.
yeah. I think that might be actually a problem with the generator. It's kind of confusing, really. The levels, I think if I do that, it might just work. Just apply all the changes and hope it will override them. And no error.
Yay.
And we got some stuff. Now let me just do the full generation. Whoop, look at this. All of a sudden we got some hills. Mostly correct. Only mostly. Yeah, actually some of the tiles are incorrect, that's why. So you see that's now we have some automated height map generation. And the random tiles seem to work roughly. Yeah, they seem to be replaced accordingly, so actually they seem to be a bit too likely. Like I always see the variant and never the original. It's kind of, well, no, actually here it's and also here it's better. Okay, I mean that's the thing with randomness. I mean sometimes not as random as you would like it to have. Here now it's a bit less random. Great. I mean it's a bit more random, like more uniform random and something. Um, so here this is obviously not correct. That's because we forgot to make the tiles transparent. That's something that's easily fixed. All I have to do is select those tiles here. In fact, let's do this in the original file so I can copy it correctly again when I change it. Oh, it's a background. Awesome. Yeah. Backgrounds are stupid because they cannot be transparent. Let's just remove the background and add a layer. Uh,
Hmm.
New. Any questions? Anything else? Oh, somebody's writing a lot there.
Here's a joke for you. The wife of a programmer tells her husband, "Sweetie, can you go to the store and buy a loaf of bread? If they have eggs, go buy a dozen." So the programmer dutifully to his wife goes to the store and returns with 12 loaves of bread. Yeah,
Wait, wait. Can you
12
go
loaves
to the
of bread.
store and buy a loaf of bread?
I get
If
it.
they have eggs, buy a dozen. Yeah, right. That's true. That's what a programmer would do
Yeah,
if you
I
program
think
for too long.
I've heard the joke already
I read it
somewhere.
somewhere too. Yeah, it's cool.
It's pretty good, yes. Not gonna lie, it's funny.
It's like it's also funny like the different understanding of the word or in real life and programming languages. Like in programming, if you say and or x, both can be true too, right? It's okay if it's both. But in natural language, if you say x or y, you usually mean
Hmm.
x or the other, not both at the same time. That's also something where you can make, where you can create a lot of misunderstandings with programmers. Like if you would tell a programmer you can take the sandwich or the cookie, the programmer could just tick both. So I like this way of thinking. Why why can't I? No, don't save as a copy. Stop doing this. Yeah. Photoshop always wants to save copies. I don't know.
Honey, if you're outside, could you get some eggs? He never returned. God damn it.
Why you were outside? That's true. That one is good, yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, somebody posted a nice picture, I think. Yes,
Yeah, that one.
cool. So, look guys,
I
it's
did?
it's cliffs and stuff. So that's like a new cliff area, roughly with cliffs and stuff. So what I'm gonna do now is demonstrate that this is actually working. Just adding a small blip marker, which is where the player starts. Let's call this one start, because it's a start. Let's put it here. Save, test current map. Might be a bit laggy because screen recording. I might just yeah, let's just start the game instead. I think that's a better idea.
For fuck's...
Language.
No, goddammit. Yeah, I really shouldn't play Terra Battle meanwhile.
No, you shouldn't, Hannah.
Goddamn. I shouldn't. I'm such an unprofessionalist.
Okay, so gonna teleport to Bergen Trail. Probably should save that map.
Oh, you think so?
Save. Why can't I save though? Oh, I saved this one as test. Oh gosh, I replaced our test map. Never mind. It's not a big deal. We have to get and stuff. Yeah, the save dialog kind of sucks, I have to admit. Bergen Trail test JSON, not JS. So, save it. Save it. Okay. So that's the real save, and maybe with a bit of luck, here we go. Okay, teleport. And here we go. Yeah, of course, we have to... That's something we have to set up in the settings, that you cannot see the border of the map. But anyway, so you can see there's the cliffs, and you can already walk around, and the collision is already done. That's all automatically generated from the height map. You can do some jumping. That looks pretty okay. Look good so far, I think. And oh, that's interesting. I wonder why that... Oh, I know. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I see that the engine has kind of like problems if you do heights which are lower than 2. Okay, that's interesting. We probably might have more layers in those areas after all. Okay, anyway, so in principle everything works, as you can see. So yeah, that's like the height map generation. So next I'm gonna show you how... Yeah, the cliffs are metal. Actually, that's something we can fix pretty easily too. Though we don't really have the perfectly fitting sounds here, but that's actually something I can show you real quick. Let's just open the terrain editor. Okay, so now I'm
Cliffs are
gonna
so metal.
yep, add a new tile set, and I'm gonna choose Bergen Trail. I'm gonna choose you, Bergen Trail. So let's use earth, which might not be the best, but at least better than metal, I think. So let's just add this terrain to all the earth tiles here. And this one. No, not this one. That's actually more like grass. We also got grass. Let's add grass to those here. And those. And then again, earth tiles to those here. And yeah, we still know snow. Snow, actually this one is more like earth anyway. But yeah, we still need the snow terrain with snow sounds. That's something that Teflon needs to work on soon, I think. So, yeah, I think it's saved. Let's try it again. But I'm afraid we have to restart the game. Oh, I just realized that I didn't really stream how I edit the tiles. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, let me just show you quickly. Yeah, that's why usually streaming the desktop is best for me, because I always forget to actually switch the modes. So anyway, this is the terrain editor. What I just did is I just opened this one here, special URL, added the earth terrain to like all those tiles, and the grass terrain to the other tiles here. And these terrain ideas actually, they determine the sound effect of the ground. So by adding those, saving that, it should automatically play the right sounds. Now if I play it again. So let's just start the game. Switch to the game again. So load, no, let's just go to story and load the most recent map. Here we go. So here, now this sounds much better, right? That sounds more probable. Cool, cool. So next let's add some different terrains, because that's what we implemented. Now terrains is actually something. Let me not forget to switch. Terrains, not sorry, auto tiles. And we're going to implement some auto tiles again. So if you look at the chipset tile set, you can see where's the tile. Wait, this was space, right? So we got like 3 different type of grounds. We got the earth, which is a default ground. We got grass, and we got snow. Yeah. By pressing dragging over the tile set, we can create an auto tile, which essentially allows us to map these kind of terrains more conveniently. And I can do this for the grass, for the snow, and for this kind of more lighter earth type, which is more like the pathway. So after I edit those, I can select them, and now I can just map them, and as you can see, they kind of like merge into these nice structures, so we don't have to set all these tiles individually. And as you can see, I obviously, of course, I had to make something wrong. So you see that some of the tiles are not correct, in particular the side tiles. I kind of messed it up. So let's go back to our chipset and do it right. That's kind of, yeah, right, I messed, this is like the other way around. But that's easily fixed. This one goes down. This one goes up. And if you wonder why I always fill like the transparent tiles with some color, that's a very good trick that helps you, because if you leave some tiles transparent, somebody might just use them by mistake and you won't see them in the map. And then when you later add some graphics in them, you will see them, and then that really sucks. So always fill your transparent tiles. It's just a very good thing to do when you work with tile engines. So let's update. Are you still there, Hannah? Just wondering. It's pretty quiet. Maybe he's so absorbed in his game, I guess. Or did I miss something that he had to leave? I didn't listen, I think. Anyway.
Oh, wait a second. I just activated my mic actually
I see.
for a bit because I didn't want to curse while playing Terra Battle. Haha. No, I actually wanted to let you explain
I see.
your things to our viewers.
Yeah, sure, Hannah. Anyway.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah. So as you can see, we have like the trail here, and it now looks pretty decent, I think. So that's like the auto tile system that we use in CrossCode to map these kind of structures more conveniently. It's not perfect. Something that actually, which kind of sucks, is like if you select a larger area, it doesn't work perfectly. That's actually something I hope to improve sometime. But anyway, it works well enough for now. So that's something for like the normal pathway, which is not all that interesting. Let's choose something else like the grass. So now using the grass, we can like map some areas which have some, well, grass. And interesting thing we can do, you can always hold the shift key to like force to use certain tiles, which is something you sometimes have to do because along the border the system doesn't work all that well. So you have to use these kind of tricks. Which is actually something we might improve. I think in general it will probably be more helpful if the auto tiles always always try to merge with the border of the map. I think that might actually be more useful. Anyway, so
can you make an insanely high mountain where a layer can jump off? I guess, of course, it might be possible, but it's a bit problematic with the mapping because we would need a really big map for that. The way the perspective works.
in a certainly huge mountain. Well, if there's nothing going on between the high platform and the low platform, you can actually just use 2 layers. So it would work, but it's in practice, I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
I
it will
mean,
happen.
it would be kind of a boring map, I think, because
Yeah,
You
probably.
would need a lot of place for the height alone.
Mm. So, and here I just added some tiles. So, and in fact, I actually do plan to improve some of the auto tile mechanics, because right now what is kind of inconvenient is when you hard set some tiles like this here, the auto tiles will not automatically merge with it. So if I now take the auto tile and paste it here, you see everything is messed up. So we have to use the shift option to kind of like disable the auto tile functionality, and it will still keep messing up things if you go to the wrong part. So actually this was messed up by the auto map generation. I actually plan to improve the auto tiles quickly sometime soon. So to specify certain tiles that automatically merge with a certain other auto tile, and this will help to create these kind of situations more easily. This is messed up. Let me just fix this for a second. Generate. Yes, this looks better. More or less. Looks pretty square, but anyway. Yeah, there goes a lot of stuff into creating these kind of maps. It's even if you have the height map generation, it's still a lot of work to make it look good. And yep. So you kind of like just work like this. Dup, 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 dup. And that's how you add all of the details. As you can see, it does take some work to do it, but yeah, creating maps it's a lot of work actually.
It is, especially with all the details on the different layers and all that.
All the layers all the time.
CrossCode, jump into your dev DLC. Yes. It will definitely be the first DLC because everyone would want to do that.
A dev DLC?
Jump into your dev DLC.
Oh, okay.
Like for high jumps, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
What is spherical and Weltmeister?
Yeah, Weltmeister is the name of the editor originally from Impact.js, and we just kept this one because it's a nice pun. In Germany,
Yep,
Weltmeister
cause
means word
Germans.
master, which means yeah, we are like the master of the word because we are like creating the word and stuff. So it totally makes
Yep,
sense. It's also like the thing you call like team that won like a sports stuff like the soccer cup. We call this word
which we
Weltmeister too,
did.
which we did, kinda. Yeah. Ha. Like in your face and stuff. I know. Um,
But actually, we are using Weltmeister before we actually became Weltmeister.
that's true. Yeah, it's not related.
So, I mean, that again shows that Impact.js is also a German-made engine.
Yeah, it is actually. It's made by a German guy, so that's why the name. So it's like just the name of the editor, and Spherical is just the project name of CrossCode. It used to be called like this before we named it to CrossCode.
We should have named it Borlical.
Borlical, yeah. That sounds
Much better.
sounds much better, yeah.
Good evening to you, Schilderich.
So yeah, as by just mapping this, I actually realized how inconvenient it is here to work with auto tiles used in combination with these kind of border tiles. So I think I really should improve the auto tile system before we start working on Bergen Trail. I think it will really reduce the amount of work we do on mapping.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine we have never made the height map system.
Yeah, that also helped a lot to create these kind of maps. But it's like kind of like the stuff you can do here. Though this could look better. Let's take the alternative. Gee, yeah, that's what I was talking about here. Always using the wrong tiles. Okay. So here you get an impression how the tile system works. We can also try the same with snow tiles. So obviously you won't have the snow tiles on this, essentially on the same map. Like that would be like you have to. There will be some way until you get to the top of the mountain here, and at the beginning you will have more these kind of grass patterns, and later you get the snow patterns like this. So that's kind of like how it works. And I will also implement that auto tiles automatically merge with the border of the map, right, Hannah? I think that makes sense.
What? Say again?
That the auto tiles here will merge with the border of the map. I think that usually makes more sense than having this kind of thing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, otherwise you would usually have to like. Well, I mean, it depends, but I think in most of the time it would make sense to actually let them merge. I mean, you can always make it differently, like in some that you basically cut and paste some tiles if you want it differently,
Yeah.
or use shift. But
Yeah. So that's what I'm
usually
doing
it
right
makes
now.
more
But I think
sense.
usually you want to have the merge with the border of the map. And I think once yeah, question?
Oh, we are working on terrain today. Yes. And then Kinao said, no, the only one working is Felix. The rest of us is playing Terra. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I'm playing Terra Battle, which is different. And I think Terra is this one MMO that also has tons of silly, revealing designs. I know that a few friends of mine play Terra.
Oh yeah.
Girls mostly.
Interestingly.
It's a rather silly game from what I've seen. But I mean, if you get fun with it, like apparently you can have a chicken as a headgear, like a grilled chicken.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Chicken.
I mean, of course, it would be more awesome if the grilled chicken also had a sword.
That's true, obviously.
Yeah. No, I'm not playing Terra. I mean, I'm playing Terra Battle for the smartphone. That's a bit more practical while streaming than playing a real MMO, I think.
A bit.
Are all the maps for the story mode already finalized? Ha, ha,
That would be
ha.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No. I mean, maps are are one of the things that are definitely the least planned out in detail.
Yeah,
I
that's
know,
something what we will
because
put a lot of work time in creating these kind of maps. That's what as you can see, it consumes a lot of time to do that.
I mean, you can basically say that maps are a large part of the content producing, the content part, and it's
Content
something that
pipeline
we will
stuff.
spend most of the time on, most likely in long term.
Yep. Yep, yep, yep.
Yep.
Kind of
So
thinking how you could
Felix,
maybe extend the terrain editor to make these kind of terrain editing faster. There should be ways. I think it actually might pay off a lot. Damn it. Now I'm again optimizing engine stuff and doing... Oh, look how much space there is. Damn it. God damn it. This kind of sucks. I might just... Yeah. I think it, though it will really pay off if you do that. Hannah, what do you think? I don't know.
what? I haven't listened. What's happening?
Like right now,
Or rather, I have
Probably should
listened, but I
dis
haven't seen the screen right
probably
now.
should discuss with Stefan
Okay.
too. But right now it's like this: you generate one kind of terrain, and then you just add manually all the different terrains, like the grass, the ground here, and all that.
Hmm?
And I think, not perfectly sure, but I think what you might want to do is instead you can in the height map already not only define the height but also the type of terrain that you want to use, like
Oh
up
yeah,
to three
right.
or four, and then this gets automatically generated. I think it will make things much quicker. Just an
So
idea.
it will get automatically generated depending on what kind of
Terrain you
file you're
choose.
setting or what.
I mean, you essentially define for this chipset that you have three different type of terrains. You have ground, grass, and snow, and then you can not only
Hmm?
specify the height but also like the type of terrain in addition to the height.
It would be rather awesome, but I mean, it's if you can do it, it would be pretty great. But
I think it's not too much work. The only downside is I probably need to reorganize those tiles, which means like old height maps will not be really correct anymore, which shouldn't be a huge deal because if you need to update those, you can just use the fill feature. And I mean, usually you don't touch the height maps, right? Right? Do you still use the height maps that we currently have?
uh, what do you mean? Like after I've done the map or what?
After you generate it, yeah. Not
Yeah,
the
normally I just generate it. I mean, that's the reason for that is actually because back then when I used them, um, it basically fucked up the entire. No, it basically mucked up the entire map when I used them again, when I generated them again. So I basically had to get it right before doing the details. Or what do you mean?
I didn't listen, damn it. I was just watching the comments and saw something. Damn it.
So Skibrüste.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Um, no, actually, normally I try to get it right for the first, like before I get into the details, and
Hmm.
then I never used it again because back then
Yeah.
we
It was just everything
it's
was reset when you changed it. So
yeah, definitely. So I
yeah,
couldn't
that's not
really.
the case anymore though. So now you can actually use
So
the height
I'm
maps,
not
but
sure. I might.
I mean essentially it wouldn't be a big deal. It would just be that first you would have the zero next to the one, so would like have like four on the line, and it might still work, but it's probably easier that way. I think I will figure something out, but I think it might be worth doing this, like having a more sophisticated generation using different type of terrains, not only the height. So I will try to do that. Mm, and I think it might actually work pretty well. Like the nice thing is that I can just hmm, for the most part, okay, there are some cases which are a bit complicated, but for the most part it should work. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, so actually now we can test how that works with the different turns. You actually should hear different sound effects if you step on the grass and stuff like this.
Thanks, Atlessa, for explaining our secret insider.
Yeah,
And yes, Felix is streaming from the university because of the bandwidth, and
yeah,
and that's why he has so many monitors behind him.
yeah. University
That's not
have an
our.
insanely good upload rate, so it's nice to stream from here. So listen to the sounds. Yay!
It's actually not. It's actually not our huge CrossCode office room. So
Radical Fish
sad.
Games, game development offense,
R-
and of course we have metal,
yeah.
slow, snow, so metal. Yeah, we still need proper sounds here. Yay! So let's just like maybe add some fix here, map settings. The first camera is bound, yes, so that's why how you don't see the black border in the around the map. And let's just add the
Leah.
ambient sounds.
Leah has magic farts. No, actually, no. She doesn't have magic farts. If anything, she would have insta-meta sci-fi farts.
How? Why? Why farts?
Or or maybe laser farts. I'm not sure.
Probably
I've no
laser
idea
farts.
how he got onto that topic. So
Yeah,
guess he's
exactly.
just weird. Oh, she flew up the mountain. Oh, okay, I get it now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Actually, yeah, okay, I get it now.
That makes
It's
sense.
it's our development tool cheat
It's like the
function.
instant jetpack.
Insta-meta jetpack.
Yeah. Yay. So we can see now we have some randomly added leaves. I mean, the effect will probably change for the final map, but that's how it looks like.
Maybe the auto jump tiles should just use the information from the height map when drawing them, instead of drawing them onto the height map itself.
Did somebody say that, or is this your idea? No.
Yes, it's totally my idea, but only if you think it's smart.
What? No, can you say it again?
No, it's in the chat from CryZ92. Maybe the auto tiles should just use the information from the height map when drawing them, instead of drawing them onto the height map itself.
Not sure. That kind of sounds more complicated to implement in practice. Because,
Okay, then it's not my idea.
yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe that works.
Also, like, what are sushi boobs and where do they come from and why does Felix react to them? And that's a very good question.
I mean, sushi would probably be enough. Like, sushi boobs
Hmm?
mostly just sounds disgusting, very frankly, but he just keeps saying that.
In combination, it is, but I just spontaneously thought of two things that are pretty nice by themselves, and then just combined them
Mm-hmm.
to get his attention when he was distracted again. And it somehow worked because it was so absurd.
Yeah.
Felix, another important thing. Can you put on the sparkle shoes?
Oh, sure.
Trixie likes sparkles.
That's sparkle, guys. It's so
And
fabulous.
Ralboy,
Yay.
what can you do after you finish the challenge,
Hey.
after the chests? Then you can go to the observatory.
They're so sparkling.
Or rather, I mean, if you have found all the 32 chests, you can go to the fancy pants guy and do a special challenge, and then you can go to the observatory and take another even more special challenge.
Yep. So when you run around with this effect during inside the code area, it might just look like Christmas, quite frankly. You have like the bells, you have the stars, and then
Yeah.
there's like snow everywhere. It's like Christmas.
Talking about sushi boobs, what about ice cream sandwiches? I mean, if you're a baker and have the chef here, you might suggest them.
Ice cream sandwiches, yeah.
Sounds very nutritious.
Mm. What's a pure
There is one chest in room 15 that I can see. I have no idea how to get to. Which one is that? Room 15? Wait a second, I need to get the map open again.
Why fancy pants guy? Because he has fancy pants. That's why.
I mean, we normally call him like blue guy, but then again, some people rather get confused and rather call him like orange guy.
Some people just call him
Because
Egyptian Mr. Freeze.
yeah, so we just call him fancy pants guy, and everyone knows who we're talking about. Room 15. Yeah, room 15 is extremely tricky. You can blame Stefan for that.
What, Kino? You didn't know this? Yes, ice cream sandwiches do exist.
Oh, I guess there are sandwiches of all kinds exist.
And apparently they were invented by some German guy? I didn't know that. Here, it looks like this.
Okay.
You don't know this one, Hannah? Yeah, that's an ice cream sandwich.
No.
It's pretty
All
tasty.
right.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So like we hit almost the 2 hour mark, and I essentially showed how we assembled like a chipset from initial graphics. Of course, a lot of details are missing here still, so there's still a lot of stuff to do. But you essentially saw, I think you saw something new from the whole development process, something we didn't show before. So what else is to do now? I don't know. Any ideas?
Wow, Adlessa deleted her own link. That's great. Or rather,
What?
her own link got deleted for some reason.
That's weird. That's really weird.
Adlessa just watch a video, I guess. Watch a speedrun.
Hmm?
Adlessa doesn't know how to get to certain chests on the last map. So I mean, the best way to find them is just watch a speedrun. Usually you have to like travel between the last 2 maps to a few times to actually get to certain places.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna reload the stream real quick because I'm pretty far behind, I guess.
Okay.
I think we should talk about something really important now, like stupid memes,
Yes, I thought so too.
like Sakura fish every
Yes.
day,
Actually, I
every
was
day.
thinking maybe I was drawing. Actually, I think that's a great inspiration to draw something for today.
And I mean, the sad thing is, I mean, it's a meme that is apparently from the year 2007. That we are just catching up to it now
Yeah,
because
like it
of
took us some time, but it's still awesome, so I don't care.
it's pretty awesome and it's pretty topical because fish.
Yeah, because it's a fish and even has a mustache, so you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, at least this one image has a mustache, and
Yeah,
that's pretty.
like look, it's this girl who's eating a fish, and then there's this picture. I especially like this one. This one is great.
Yeah, it's
Spirit again with her personal questions here.
we.
Oh my gosh. Caramel Dunson layer. No, I wanna draw Lear eating a fish. I don't know.
A fish with a mustache and a top hat.
Um,
That would be
yes,
rather silly.
yes. We do silly stuff here.
Spirit-chan, your questions are pretty obvious, I think. I mean, we are human. We have blood, hot blood flowing through our veins.
Yes, we actually already got a couple of dancing layers, but unfortunately no Caramel Dunson.
But I think Caramel Dungeon has kind of been become obscure, right? Not really obscure, but no one really uses it anymore. Because as
Yeah.
with a lot of internet memes, it was kind of it
That's why
was
we're using the
really
Sakura fish meme, because it's absolutely not dated at all.
well. It this becomes so dated. It's vintage.
Ah, exactly. So we're now using a vintage meme. Alright. Sounds good.
It's kind of like if we were using, I don't know, all your base are belong to us or something. But
Mm,
then again, I think that one is too well known to
to be
become
vintage.
vintage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just
I
need
mean, it
some.
was kind of funny on the when we were on the RPC on the convention,
Mm.
and there were a few people who were like a bit worried that we were using a doggy meme on our
Yeah,
card.
yeah. So we have to be a
But
bit careful about using memes publicly and
yeah, I
large scale
mean,
marketing stuff. So
we will be very careful with memes in CrossCode. We will only use them in a subtle way.
yeah, very very subtle. Like a doge
This,
in the background of a trader.
Oh yeah, Leah positive pregnancy test.
What?
You know this meme, right?
Nope.
When a character has this, it's pretty easy to find. Give me a second.
Okay.
Uh,
Maybe if I like it more than the fish, then I might do it, but it's not very likely because I like that fish thing.
yeah, right. The pregnancy announcement. It's pretty. Spirit-chan, those are pretty personal. So, but then again, I mean, were you ever bullied in school? I mean, it
No, no, I
happens.
was totally the alpha male, totally. So
Yeah, I was also an alpha male, definitely.
I've never seen that one before. Holy shit! Oh my gosh,
Really
some of
never?
those pictures
It
though.
was really, I mean, Inno was using it all the time a few months ago.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I swear. Okay.
I guess it's pretty easy to overlook if you don't know about it.
Yeah, could be. Holy shit!
I think there was a really silly one that I've seen a while ago.
I like this one here.
I hope they have it here. Oh God. Yeah, the Game of Thrones one is great. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that one. That one is yeah. God damn it. Oh yeah, the Smash Bros. Ones, right? Silly. God. Oh my God. They have a pregnancy test announcement from for this one cute Ukrainian attorney
Oh,
or
seriously?
whatever she was.
Oh
Yeah, you
my.
know, I've forgotten her name.
Yeah, I know
And
what you mean.
Vladimir Putin, of course. Hmm.
Drawing stupid memes that nobody will
I've actually,
understand. Yeah, yeah.
I actually have a question for you, Spirit-chan. Are you from 4chan or something? I'm wondering either that or he slash she is someone we know but in secret. Like I don't know
Why fortune?
because I don't know. It's kind of intuition or something like a gut feeling.
Okay.
But then again, I mean, there aren't really people from 4chan because 4chan isn't like an organization. It's pretty silly when whenever I read something like the online hacker group 4chan is doing this and that again. I'm like, you fucking idiots. They are not a group. They're not an organization. Stop it. Stop doing internet news. You're bad at it. It's kind of like, oh, it's kind of like uh, the online movement Gamergate. Yeah, of course. It's like the same thing. It's basically people are thinking too too much like traditional groups and organizations when they
This is getting
make
political real quick here.
No, let's not. Let's not.
Let's not rather.